I've never spoken to a single venue person who said, oh, we're happy to have people with gambling problems in our venue. That's their stated position. So we say, okay, that's great. We don't want people with gambling problems. There is a way for you to run a business which is sustainable, which also minimises harm for others. That should be the goal. That's not to say it's not going to cause a reduction in revenue.
Speaking about that accessibility, regarding to the potential expansion of the Bentley Club and to put it into a more accessible area, a retail concentrated area, is that going to cause more problem gambling?
One thing that local governments are always mindful of when applications go in for changes to more machines or a new venue, that is something that they will consider. And there are regulations around whether venues can be in strip shopping centres, for instance.
Yes.
I know that in a nearby local government area, they were particularly focused, Bayside.
Okay.
They were particularly focused in designing their policy that they didn't want venues in key activity centres or within a certain distance of train stations and so on, and they've actually stipulated which ones, named the activity centres, so it's really clear for potential applicants and for the community about, okay, we can't have venues here and here in the future. So
plan to increase their accessibility and relocate into a better location for business perspective. From your opinion, is that something that they wouldn't want people to know before they actually implement the plan?
I guess the point where we would be very keen for community members to be in the know about that, because community should have an opportunity to have input. So on that level, I would be keen that, yes, the community did know that such a thing was proposed, and people could form their own opinions on whether they believe that was a good thing or a bad thing.
But there's no strict regulation on where it's not allowed to locate at?
Well, that's where it's really dependent upon the local government having a policy document.
As in the council or the...
The council, yes. Another thing that's been discussed a lot over the time is how much power do local governments have to control where venues go? And it's not a lot, but they do have some, and it's more powerful if they have the policy in place and structured in a way that's very robust.
Can you tell me the likelihood of the Glen Eira City Council restrict where not the club can be located at? What's the likelihood? Because the neighbouring council has done it, set an example.
Yeah.
What about this area?
It's very hard for any council, to act really quickly on things like this. So in order to it's kind of like be prepared, because you don't know when an application is going to come in. Once the process starts, it would be really tough to turn around a policy in time to actually, if they chose to oppose it, to do that. Without it makes the submission process at the VCGR very, very difficult, and applications tend to be approved